What up, everybody, and welcome to a Sunday edition of the the King's Corner on the Piranha Pond. I am the host, Kingfish Mac, joined by my brother in arms, Mr. None Flyer. What's up with you, baby boy?
What it do, bro? I'm here to hop in this young joint, officially on the King's Corner. I'm digging it over here. You know what I'm saying? Same pond, different corner. Gotta love it.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, man. I've been tripping all week off of reporting coming directly out of the courtroom. A couple of things have been, I guess I want to say, bothering me. I've been in Twitter wars and some more shit with people over the last couple of days. Shit, man.
Yeah, man.
About this shit, man.
Black Twitter in the building. You know what I'm
And
saying?
I guess before we get into the wherefores and whys and what's been going on in the fucking case, I don't like that sound like that. Hold on, y'all. Yeah, that's better. Like the sun glare was fucking me up. Yeah, man, before we get into the what, where, and why fors, I just want to say that part of what I've been in these Twitter wars about the last couple of days has been about particular narratives that have kind of been, kind of promoted for the last couple of years, as well as the ability or lack of ability for us as Black men to do an actual, to actually kind of assess what's been going on in court and make some kind of determination as to whether or not this nigga shot the girl or not, right? It's almost as though, not almost, it is as though a lot of the evidence that has come out in the courtroom, because it has negative inferences in terms of two Black women, only two Black women who are involved in this case, it seems as though, Black men is kind of being driven over the coals, dragged over the coals and shit for even having the audacity to consider some of this testimony. It's almost like, motherfuckers kind of, wants you to go with he shot this girl shit, and anything other than that, you're gonna be excoriated. You know what I'm saying? Black men don't love Black women. Y'all hate us so much.
We don't protect y'all at all costs.
Exactly, right? And then, of course, my position is always on some devil's advocate shit, right? So, kind of what I've been on is, all right, y'all are on the protect Black women at all costs and believe Black women at all times scenario. However, we got two Black women, best friends, both got on the stand. Fuck what they said in the fucking press and on social media, but they actually got in court. And can we say that the testimony has not been very forthcoming and authentic? would it be safe?
That would be fair. That would be at the very least fair.
Right. There are major inconsistencies, right, with the testimonial evidence between the two women, as well as the scientific and forensic evidence that was presented by the prosecution. It kind of doesn't, or it's been kind of shown by the defense on cross-examination of some of these expert witnesses that the forensics don't quite match up with the stories that these women are telling. It's funny because everybody's like, yeah, well, you know, Tory is saying, Tory ain't been on the stand yet. This nigga ain't said nothing.
So where are they hearing all this saying from, though? Where's all that happening at?
I guess that, you know, when the defense attorney asks a particular question or alludes to a particular thing, that's what they're supposed to do. Then they're taking that as definitive statements by Tory Lanez, you know, for argument purposes and shit, right? To simply paint him as, again, oh yeah, he trying to put it on that girl. And well, that nigga didn't get up there and take the fifth and negotiate a fucking immunity deal that still didn't cover her from actually shooting the gun. It covered her. The immunity deal covered her from her testimony being used against her in anything that might have arisen from the incident, but it doesn't protect her from being prosecuted for the incident. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's basically like, yeah, if you testify, if you get up on the stand and you say, well, nah, he didn't do it, I did it, right? They wouldn't be able to use, if they turned back around and charged her, they couldn't use her statement.
The fact that she said, I did it, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But they can use
like
anything else.
Like
forensics.
Bill Cosby shit.
You know, they could use forensics. You know, they could use, you know, like I said, gunpowder residue or gunshot residue, DNA, other witnesses' statements, you know, all that kind of shit. That's just to say if there was another trial where Kelsey was the defendant, right?
But just not hers.
Huh?
But just
no, I'm saying,
they just couldn't use
her statement. They could use everything else. Right. And so with the understanding of that she had use immunity and not transactional immunity, which transactional immunity is you are immune from prosecution from anything that has anything to do with this particular case, right?
Right.
She didn't get that. And that's very important to know because it kind of explains why when she got up on the stand, she had immunity and still took the fifth. Right. You feel what I'm saying?
Right. Because she wasn't immune from all that shit. She wasn't trying to put herself in no bad position to be. Yeah, I feel that. Like everyone should, by the way. Ain't nothing wrong with pleading the motherfucking fifth, nigga. At all.
Yeah, but more to the point of, you know, this conversation between me and you, and we thought we was going to have a couple of more people up in here, but it didn't turn out that way. I just kind of think that, well, I feel handcuffed, right? Something that I said on Twitter and shit, right, was that, you know, quote unquote, good black men. I say good in quotes because I'm going to defer to what the sisterhood would consider a good black man, right? So good black men have been shutting the fuck up about this scenario since 2020, right? Good black men either didn't have nothing to say or they supported Megan Thee Stallion, right? The good black men that these women would hold up would be like Ebro, you know, fucking, you know, all these different celebrity motherfuckers and shit, right? That was on some fuck this nigga is a buster, you know, this nigga shot a woman. All the people, all the men, the black men who jumped to the conclusion that this nigga was guilty and publicly would say so, or just wouldn't fucking say anything about Meg, right? These are the good black men, right? Everybody else that even questioned anything, had any doubts, brought up inconsistencies, any of that kind of shit, you know, you was a piece of shit. You hate black women, you know, you got small dick energy, you know, all that fuck shit, right? So those are the bad black men. I'll jump in that pool. I'm bad, right? But the good black men haven't been saying a fucking thing, right? Now we get to the actual court, right? Not any narrative that's being pushed by any particular group of people or social political pressure or any of that shit. But niggas is just listening to the reporting from various sources of what was actually testified to in that fucking courtroom. And anytime that you say, well, damn, what the fuck is going on with that? Oh, you niggas don't give a fuck about Meg. Y'all just won't hurt him. And I'm like, damn, where do we ever get to getting to the truth?
Okay, so for me, since I technically am bipartisan in this whole thing, I believe that, or I am of the category of the dudes that just wait till the facts come out. And, you know, like I've always had my suspicions, because why would a nigga shoot anybody? Just anybody, just on some bullshit in the foot. That's just, if you're gonna pull out a burner, you're gonna burn some shit, and not just a heel or a toe. You know what I'm saying? And that's just for me, first of all, which led
By
me
the
to
way,
believe
the dance bitch reference has been kind of refuted by everybody that testified except Megan. And that's just one of the only few things that she actually remembered from the night in her testimony.
So, and which also leads me to believe that something else had to have happened. Like, now what that was, you know, outside from the facts that we knew in terms of the triangle, sleeping together, whatever, how all that shit can turn out. I was always of the mind of, man, well, shit, they got to go to court about this shit. And I don't think it is what it is in terms of whoever shot her. I don't think it was on some, he shot her in the foot on some bullshit. Like, why would he have any reason to shoot her in the foot? If he gonna back her up, he gonna back her up. If it was a fight or some shit like that, he was gonna back her up the right way. At least gave her a thigh shot or a shoulder shot or some shit. Why would anybody shoot a motherfucker in the foot type of shit, right? So I always thought it was something else to it, right? So now that all the facts are coming out, it's like, aha, you know what I mean? Aha, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you can't even say aha. You can't say it out loud.
Well, shit, why not? I mean, I can't. You know what I'm saying? Because, okay, so my whole thing is, whatever you got to do to protect yourself, I understand self-preservation, but to sink a whole nother nigga for it, something altogether different. You know what I'm saying? Like, why the nigga? Y'all worried about all this protecting black women and all this shit. What about the black man in this whole situation? And that's what's fucked up, because don't nobody care about us, especially in this situation when, you know, according to the courts and the evidence and shit so far, it's getting likely and likely that that man didn't do none of that shit. So, I mean, that's crazy. And most men get vilified for just sticking up for themselves, or just sticking up for men in general. Like, especially, you know, black men who generally love women and would do no bullshit like that. This nigga was all into doing that type of shit. You'd have been and heard about him doing some foul shit. You done fucked with plenty of women. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? No evidence of prior acts of this nigga slapping bitches up, or, you know, pointing guns at bitches and kicking them out of hotel. None of this shit. None of this shit about that man. You know, so that's just crazy. It's not like he gave a motherfucker any type of indication that that's the type of nigga he was. You have a motherfucker slandering like that's the type of nigga he is, and that is crazy. And that's, you know, stereotypes, I guess, or presumptions of how niggas who are in particular industries, or, you know, around particular sex of people. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why that dude didn't get no bail at the beginning of the shit. In terms of that ain't even the type of nigga he is. And for the motherfuckers who did give him that bail, kudos to you. Because, man, women are more devious than a lot of people would like to believe. And when that shit come to head, it's gonna always turn into some other shit. And that's crazy, because I don't even think people should vilify Meg. Like I said, self-preservation is a motherfucker. Even if she's looking out for her and her homegirl or entourage or whatever the situation may be, you didn't have to sink the dude, though.
Right. So another thing that just troubled the shit out of me, right? Was that okay, so there's limited space in the courtroom, no cameras, right? It's not like OJ where a nigga get to watch every minute of the fucking trial for his damn self. So we have to depend upon people in media who are in the courtroom specifically to report on what the fuck is going on and shit, right? And one of the people who is in the courtroom is a chick called Milagro Grams, right? She does a couple of channels, Mob Radio. In any event, she's a vlogger, and she's been vlogging on this shit since the beginning, since it started, right? She also has, let me just say it like this. Her reporting is, not her report. Yeah, well, her reporting, her positioning, her opinions are free Tory shit, right? Just, upfront, uncut, you know what I'm saying? This is, I don't believe Meg. This is what she's been on. However, what she also does is she goes in that court every day. She's from Houston. She flew out here, been in the court every day since the first. She takes meticulous notes. And then she comes back in her hotel room or wherever the fuck, goes on Instagram and reports whatever the fuck she, whatever was happening in the courtroom, right? She's not the only person that's in the courtroom reporting stuff on social media, Instagram, Twitter, as well as some white women journalists who work for like Rolling Stones. One chick works for Rolling Stones. Another chick calls herself some kind of fucking radio and media fucking research, whatever the fuck, right? Both of these chicks have kind of been summarizing what's been going on in the court, and their particular slant is on some, they don't want to offend black women type of shit, right? So everything is kind of about what evidence might indicate that this nigga shot her, right? There's also, No Jumper has a team in the court. Motor Lawyer, he's in the court. The fucking, what is this boy's name? Andrew Wiggins or whatever the fuck his name is in the court. There's a variety of people that's in the court reporting on what people are saying while they're on the stand, right? Most of these people are giving summaries. Millie is giving line by line quotes, right? And then I ended up in an argument on Twitter with some black women and one black dude, right? Where they were telling me that she's not a credible journalist because of how she presents her shit. And she presents her shit like this.
I won't be before you long. So hurry up. They probably never telling nobody. I'm not telling them right quick that ain't shit changed but today. Because see, this is what I gotta tell y'all. We done went back up in this courthouse. So I'm gonna give you a quick rundown because I gotta go, right? Gotta get back soon. Okay? Say hey to Chanel.
Hey.
Say hey to Cupcake.
Hey, Cupcake.
Okay.
People keep asking me.
Thank you.
I thought my recording.
Oh, okay. So this is what I want to tell y'all. These beautiful young ladies are being so kind and so sweet to me and so hospitable, and I appreciate that so much. That's number one. But number two, the doctor came in. When we came back in, they didn't even want to start with Kelsey's ass because I guess didn't nobody want to get no fucking migraine. So they started with this doctor. Now y'all need to go find this doctor and see if he's single. He done went to school. He done came out here after graduating, and he worked at Cedar Sinai. That nigga is making some good bank. He was well dressed. He was an Asian man. Well, who like Asian niggas? Y'all need to go see about that doctor. His name Dr. Harambe, some shit like that. Dr. Harambe, Harano, whatever. Y'all need to. I got it in my notebook. I'll tell y'all his name later, but y'all need to go look him up and see what he hit for. But anyway, he got on the stand, and it was confirmed that there were, fragments, metallic fragments, which would mean bullet fragments that went into Megan's feet. We saw the X-ray. They put that X-ray up there, and they took up the whole damn screen how big her foot was. They put it up there, and the bones was just all over there. I was trying to find bullet fragments because all I was seeing was some long ass bones. And I say, okay, I can see it. The people had to give them a pointer so that they could point to it so we could see it. And I say, oh, right there. So now we know for sure that is what was in her foot. Now, are the bullet fragments missing? That's still the question. It was documented that they are missing, but we did see I love Chipotle, bitch. We did see that we did see the X-rays. So he talked about the procedure, but let me tell you something key that he said, that he ain't know nothing about no damn nerve damage. People were supposed to have nerve damage and couldn't walk good and had to go to physical therapy, but he said, nah, he don't know nothing about no nerve damage. He said they cleaned it, they opened it up a little bit more to make sure they got as much out as they could, patched her back up and all of that. But he said no when they asked him about nerve damage. No.
So you can see her style of reporting, right?
Right.
Is, nigga, the homegirl sitting on the fucking living room couch smoking a blunt, giving you the motherfucking tea, right?
Right.
With notes.
Right.
I'm talking about, I see she showed a picture of her fucking notebook, man. That shit was, nigga, she had like 2 lines to a line type of shit. All filled up, pages and pages. This motherfucker's doing her shit, man. But because of the way that she presents the facts, right, and her entertaining style of, vlogging, you had black women telling me that I need to get my news from the 2 white girls because they was credentialed fucking journalists. Nigga, I went off. I'm talking about 2 days worth of this shit. Right? Nigga, I was mad as fucking. Nigga, I don't be defending the sisterhood like that, nigga. But nah. And then it was funny because on my Twitter comments, I would, when I'm talking about a girl right here, I would at her, right? So I would put her on Instagram in the comment. But when I'm talking to the white girl, or talking about the white girls, I would just put their fucking initials, right? And then one of the chicks had said, yeah, it's obvious that you trying to promote her. Why would you at her and not Nancy Dillon and Megan Thee or whatever the fuck this bitch name is? And I'm like, are you fucking serious? Look, man, I'm not promoting no fucking white bitch journalists on my motherfucking page. That's why.
Simply because I don't want to. Right. Because I don't want to.
So what kind of strikes me and what has had me upset for the last couple of days and shit, right, is the whole idea that in this protect all black women, believe all black women era, a black woman who goes against the grain, quote unquote, they'll throw her ass to the motherfucking wolves.
But they expect us to do it. Here's my thing, right? So you did say she was there from the start, right?
From the very beginning, day one. But she been reporting on this shit since the next morning after the shit happened. When we first learned that it was some fuck shit going on in that Cadillac.
Right. So from the beginning, though, basically. Mm-hmm. Yeah, very beginning. And ain't nobody ever came out and said none of the shit that she said was false or wasn't fucking credible or she was just spewing bullshit, correct? Like her shit blew out the water.
That was my positioning in these Twitter arguments and shit, right? As I kept saying, you have several news sources all reporting the same shit. her shit is way more detailed than anybody else's. But aside from her particular background, because they like, she's not credentialed, and she don't have a law degree.
That's
I'm like, get the fuck out of here. This girl got a bachelor's degree, another associate's degree, bachelor's in psychology, something else in criminal fucking justice, and some other shit, right? So, and so it wouldn't even matter, right? Her ass is in that motherfucking courtroom taking meticulous notes. You feel what I'm saying? And so my positioning was, can you please point out to me the factual inconsistencies with what she reported and what any other reporter in the fucking courtroom reported? And none of these chicks would address that. They all just kept coming back to, well, if you want to be a Captain Save-A-Ho, because a man of discernment and intelligence wouldn't need to be pandered to by such low vibrational individual. I'm like, whoa, what happened to protect black women shit?
But aside from that, though, like, I was getting around to that point, like, regardless of her credentials, nigga, she's giving you facts, nigga, not out there just spewing bullshit. This ain't her opinion. This ain't what she think. I'm pretty sure
she gives
a bit of that in there. No, I know. I'm pretty sure that's in there. But from the view of what's going on in that courtroom, what's going on with this case, she's giving you facts. Bam, exactly. Right? So she more credible than anybody you can think of, because again, she was there from the beginning, correct? So you discredit her factual accounts, her time, her efforts in making sure that people get these factual accounts, because she don't have no fucking journalism newspaper. No journalism piece of paper. Like, right. That's the whole point of fucking the internet. That's the whole point of the digital space. So you don't have to just go to people who give you specific views from bigger motherfuckers about other shit to skew your view or steer the way you feel about a particular subject. You have people, your people, mind you, that gives you the facts how you can take them. Right. You can sit there and fucking entertain yourself with the girls. That's right. I knew that bitch was on some bullshit or whatever. Right. What have you? Doesn't mean. Yeah, I know what I'm saying. That doesn't mean that the facts are any less fucking correct. Nigga, they are still fucking facts.
And that was exactly the point that I kept hammering home, was that, first of all, and this is what I said in one of them fucking long ass motherfucking threads. I was like, look, I was born, because somebody said something about something, and she is obviously biased and whatever, right? And so what I said was, well, look, I was born in the motherfucking 1900s, right? I was born and lived through a time where the actual news media was called the Fourth Estate. It was separate from any influence by anybody. It was straight up facts. You make your own fucking decisions about what those facts mean, right? Unbiased news coverage. Those days are over with. I told this one girl, I said, I lived in the 1900s where we had, there actually was unbiased news coverage. You haven't seen editorialized news report in your entire life. Not once, ever. Right. Every news agency has its own particular political slant. Everybody, even vloggers, have their own particular biases, right? The thing about it is, as an intelligent adult, you should be able to use your own discernment to grab the facts out of the opinion, separate it, right? Especially when you have various other sources that you can get those same facts from. So you can say, and what I said was this, because she was like, people just want, they don't want other people's opinions and salacious details. And I was like, well, I think that that's bullshit, right? I said, in the age of new media, the face of new media is right what we're seeing right now, right? I said, because if you thinking that people want their news without a particular slant, then you're not watching the big boys. Fox News, CNN, MSNBC, all of these different news agencies have a particular political slant, and they give you the facts cloaked in how they want you to interpret the facts. However, if you are a person who has any kind of fucking sense, you're not going to take just one news program and digest that as, yeah, that's just the end all be all. You get that shit from a variety of different sources, and then you say, okay, well, everybody said this thing the same. So this is pretty much what's going to be the fact. What you motherfuckers felt about it don't mean shit. And if you're talking about the way that people receive their news, you might want your news like Reuters. You know, straight up, button down, fucking no emotion. I kind of like mine's, you know what I'm saying, with the homegirl smoking a blunt, sitting on the couch, having a drink. That's kind of how I like my shit. And old girl is entertaining as a motherfucker while she's giving you the facts, right? She ain't convincing me one way or the other about the facts because she got an opinion about it. That don't mean fuck to me. Some shit I agree with her on, you know, some shit I don't. The thing about it is to basically nullify her as a valid source of information simply because of the way that she presents it is, once again, niggas hating on niggas. Because how we talk to each other is how the fuck we talk to each other. And old girl is talking to a motherfucker like she in a room full of her homegirls talking about some shit that she just went and took meticulous notes on. Period.
Well, see, that's another thing about niggas, why motherfuckers can't advance, because there's too many niggas hating on niggas instead of appreciating what the fuck we do, you know, in certain spaces. Like, for instance, I'd probably listen to her talk about any trial. I wouldn't give a fuck what it is because of the way she give us the information, because, you know, I'm a nigga like that.
Right.
But that don't make me no less of a black man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm very intelligent, very, very logically and practical thinking. So, you know, that's what would lead me to understand what my man is trying to say. You bitches is just hating. And even in terms of the black dude that was in the conversation, right? Like, I mean, unless you're the type of person who was raised around white people and that's all you like, then for sure. If not, what business is it of yours anyway? If you don't like it, you don't have to listen to it. And if you have an opinion about it, then take that shit over there to them niggas that you fuck with and talk to that shit about the motherfuckers with the motherfuckers over there. And because that's the whole point of this digital space, man. You do yours your way, and we can do ours our way. You know what I mean? Other than that, you're just hating.
I actually said something similar to that. What I said is to the nigga, because he gave me this whole fucking list of, okay, well, here's some sisters right here that, you know, are credentialed media people or whatever the fuck, right? And here's a guy too. And I was like, bro, now you coming off as a nigga that's trying to dictate to me where I get my news from. Mind you, none of you motherfuckers have still shown me, or none of you motherfuckers have yet to show me where there is some factual inconsistencies with what the sister is saying versus all these other fucking people. Mind you, not one time have I endorsed this girl like, yeah, y'all need to go check her out.
Right.
I'm simply saying that she appeals to me in a way that I would like to receive my news. If you like to get your shit from somewhere else, that's cool too, bro. What the fuck?
Right.
Then another chick, the low vibration, this is the low vibrational chick. She says, I should just put the tweet up there. Where am I at?
Oh, low vibration. That's what we gonna call her. Lower vibration.
Shit's so fucking hilarious.
Hey man, I vibe at a very high frequency. I don't know what the fuck y'all talking about. You know what I mean?
Right.
I vibe so hard, I radiate. You motherfuckers don't even know.
Vibration. Let's see where we at.
What's her name? Milograms?
Yeah.
Shout out.
Milagro grams.
Milagro gram. Shout out to her. Now I'm endorsing her. So y'all can take that. Low vibration. You know what I'm saying? I think it's dope how she get at the people, and she in there putting in the work. You bitches just at home watching TV. The fuck wrong with y'all? You know what I'm saying? I didn't got the nerve to really say something about how she giving it to us. That's crazy. She putting in the work. Y'all niggas can't even big up that, huh? That's crazy.
Trying to find a word where this whole girl says something about low vibration.
All right, so we go through the goddamn tweets.
As we go through the fucking tweet.
They putting up receipts around this bitch, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what's happening around here in the corner. Nah, I mean, I think this is dope because it just shows the unnecessary vitriol for women or for black people against black people. Because I'm not even gonna say women because there was a dude in there too. Ain't nobody giving the fact, or ain't nobody talking about, but you know, she in the courtroom, like you were saying, taking her notes, putting in the work. Ain't nobody tripping off of that though, just because she ain't a white journalist or don't have some type of form of proper paperwork. So all you motherfuckers can hang your hat on, and that's ridiculous to me. That is just ridiculous to me. When she actually out there trying to give you motherfuckers some good information, man, in a way that you can digest it, even if y'all can't digest it, because that ain't where y'all from. For those who can, man, she doing good shit. Accurate in court shit.
Here we go. All right, you can see.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so this dude right here, right?
Facts over feelings.
Right.
With a sunflower though. With a sunflower.
So this is how it kind of starts. I said something about, that's where it starts, right up here. You see up here?
Mm-hmm.
I see, because he had said something about comparing her to Fox News and blah 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 blah, some bullshit, right? So I said, that's your opinion, and though I might agree with you, most Americans don't check the numbers. My point is that the way I like my news delivered is on point with how most Americans do, tabloidish. Problem seems to be that black culture communication styles offend you. That he says, well, blah, 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 I don't believe low integrity is black culture. In fact, it's gross to say so. And I was like, well, I can't question her integrity as low, because the only questionable from your perspective, she's doing is giving the same facts as the white woman, but in the colloquialisms familiar to my community. Now here's where the low vibrational chick jumps in. Lady Day. She says, not everyone in your community speaks in that colloquialism. She only speaks that way to pander to low vibrational individuals who cannot comprehend trial events for themselves and will believe anything she says with a neck roll or a tongue pop. I'm like, wow. Bitch, you just dissed the whole ghetto.
Yeah. And bitch, she giving facts. What the fuck you talking about? They're supposed to believe the facts or at least make their own assertions from them. What do you mean?
So you see where I say, funny, what exactly do you assume I mean by my community? Noting that I did not use the possessive our. She didn't say shit. I say more specifically, assuming that she, Milagro Grams, is not embellishing facts, are you certain that low vibrational individuals who cannot comprehend trial events for themselves, i.e. ghetto niggas, don't deserve to have the news communicated to them in a style that they're comfortable with? And this is her responding to some bullshit or whatever.
Low vibrational isn't a racist state of mind. Still, nigga.
That's why I asked. Oh, yeah, then I said this too. I forgot. So I say, even more to the point, do I strike you as low vibrational? Because what the bitch was basically saying is ghetto niggas is stupid. Niggas don't understand no motherfucking trial procedures and shit, right? And this girl is pandering to the niggas that ain't gonna be able to understand shit. And I'm like, what the fuck? Nah. You know, because I'm obviously attracted to her commentary. Am I low vibrational? Am I that nigga?
Right.
Because, bitch, if you go up, I think I've been holding my own, in a sea of fuck shit, right?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Without being disrespectful, without being offensive, but definitely being questioning and putting forth, my particular perspective in an intelligent fashion, right? So, bitch, am I low vibrational too? She wouldn't ask
like
that.
The question you should be asking, the question you should be asking yourself. I read that point. Even at that point, like, bitch, she's in the courtroom putting in the work, regardless.
You see what I said? You see what my response was? She says, the question you should be asking yourself is, why am I getting reporting from a trial from a non-legal degreed person with no talent than expressing a swayed opinion because a nigga shouted her out? And I said, well, because A, she's in the courtroom every day. 2, her note-taking and recitation of the actual question and answers of the witnesses on the stand is more thorough and detailed than anybody else reporting. And 3, she's entertaining as fuck. What the fuck?
Right. Right. Exactly. I'd be like, Tory.
And she's like, and I'm like, as to her background and her pedigree, I don't give a fuck. Because the question for me is, how accurate is her information? So far, everybody challenging me on this thread have been remiss in showing me where she's lying and what she's lying about. Matter of fact, everything this girl has said has been verified by several other credentialed journalists that everyone has been referred to, except that the others haven't been even close to being as detailed as Lil Mama. And they haven't. They all summarize, put their opinion in there, and they on some that nigga did it shit. To the extent that one of those reporters, the Megan Thee Stallion chick, her stream was that the defense was out of line in his cross-examination of Kelsey after she had admitted under direct examination that she had been lied and pressured, that she had lied and been pressured by the prosecution. But this is who you want me to get my news from.
Right. I mean, that's where they get theirs from. You know what I'm saying? But I think that's dope, though. I think she is out there doing her shit. And like I said, man, there's a wave in the lane for everybody. You motherfuckers just mad because, again, she putting in the work and you motherfuckers is at home listening to white journalists. What up? You know what I'm saying? This nigga hopped in the corner. Punk, you the corner.
What up, boy?
Taking them earbuds out.
Shout out to my nigga Nick Nash.
Popped in on us. You know what I'm saying? Yes, sir.
That nigga was watching from the mountains and was like, oh, these niggas going in on this trial shit. Nigga, I got some shit to say. Can you hear us, Nick?
Hey,
wow.
He was here for us. He popped up. That was dope. You know, hey, have you heard anything on this from your homegirl Natalie Lord chick though?
No, I haven't even been checking her shit out. Let's see if we can find something.
Because when you was naming all the people off, I was just waiting to hear her name. But
nah, she ain't in there. You know, she live on the East Coast.
Oh yeah. I was about to say I subscribed to her shit, and I ain't heard no opinion from her and shit on this shit. So, wondering if I was unsubscribed, I was missing some shit. You know what I'm saying? But I appreciate everybody out there putting in the work to get the information out to motherfuckers like us who get it from this fucking digital media space. And the more motherfuckers like me in not just in skin color, but in fucking mind frame or in terms of the way they digest they whatever. I appreciate that too, because it makes it easier for us motherfuckers like us that vibrate in very high frequencies, just not in your frequency, bitch, to digest it the way we need it. You know what I'm saying? Like, because everybody deserves to get the information however they can get it, and especially those who care. So I appreciate everybody out there putting in the work to give it to us, however you giving it to us, especially if you black. Fuck that.
Yeah, Natalie, she hasn't said nothing about the trial at all. The last thing she reported on was Daryl Brooks shit.
Okay, so I ain't missing nothing then. But I am surprised a bit that within the stream of the bullshit that we got going on, like it ain't more the whack 100 types pushing the issue on the trial, or all the dudes who were quote unquote on the side of the boy. I don't know why that nigga name escaped me. Tory Lanez.
Tory Lanez.
Yeah. Ain't talking out more about this shit. Like, I'm surprised there ain't a whole bunch more I told you so's happening.
She says it could become a credibility issue for Megan. The dance bitch shit. Nobody said, everybody said, man, everybody said no fucking dance bitch.
Dude, did you see the meme of her and Jussie Smollett, nigga, like memeing into each other?
Yeah, they went in on Fifth for reposting that shit.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Tiffany talked about the need to support Megan.
Why though? Why?
She's supposed to be. This is supposed to be one of the unbiased white bitches. TA is the prosecutor. Said, but even Kelsey herself has said Meg was shot. She texted about moments that helped Tory. The surgeon was assistant to the chief surgeon. This is her. After he got off the stand, I heard someone behind me whisper that Dr. Hirano is a walking dictionary. Bitch, what are you talking about? Here, I'm trying to find the one where she said, oh, here it is. My new at Law Crime News article, that's who she writes for, explains why prosecutors are going to get to play this interview for the jury. Objectively speaking, it's because of a really reckless cross-examination of Kelsey by Tory's lawyer. What the fuck are you talking about? Why is his shit got to be reckless?
So
then she misquoted this. This is a misquote. She says, this is her saying what Kelsey supposedly said on the stand, testifying, right? Everybody's in the court, right? Mm-hmm. She says, and this one chick tried to make this an issue with me. I had to go get the Rolling Stone article that the other white bitch, Nancy Dillon, wrote, right? Mm-hmm. But she says, this was the testimony. I'm sorry, can I cuss? Kelsey asked the district attorney. Yes. She's like, bitch, we got to get the fuck out of here. This is what Kelsey is testifying that she's quoting Megan as saying. So one of them chicks that was arguing with me put up that quote with the quote that Milagro said, where she said the testimony was, bitch, Kylie said we got to get the fuck out of here. Not, bitch, we got to get the fuck out of here. Because the way she wrote it was like they was doing a motherfucking bank robbery and this bitch was a motherfucking getaway driver. Right? But the way that the black girl reported it accurately, right, it kind of gives you the indication because she says, old girl said, she testified that there was some kind of fight or something happened in the house, but I wasn't in there. And when they came out, Megan came out first and Tory came out right behind her and they was walking real fast. And Megan came to the car and said, bitch, Kelsey said, Heidi said, we got to get the fuck out of here. And that's how they jumped in the car and left. Now, you know this nigga Tory had to be fuming. Like, you ghetto ass bitches that came and fucked up my play with this billionaire bitch that like niggas? What?
Right, got them all kicked out.
Because the testimony was that when they first, here, this was the testimony from the corresponding testimony, right? Like, this is what Kelsey said in both her statement and in her testimony, right? She said that it was at the party. It wasn't a party. It was just a little get together. It's about 9 people there. She got drunk and fell asleep. When she woke up, Tory was there. They was all in the pool or whatever and shit, right? Megan was laughing hysterically, some obnoxious ass fucking laugh and shit, right? And whoever was with him, EJ, whoever EJ is, says, look, I think this might be the nigga that's missing too. Look, man, it's time for us to go. It's late night, whatever. It's time for us to go. Megan don't want to go, right? She making an issue about not wanting to leave. So they end up getting all the bags and shit. Kelsey and the other dude, they end up getting the bags from out the room that Kylie Jenner had provided for them to change the shit in. Got the luggage, packed the bags, got the luggage, took it and put it in the car that they had came in. Then, some kind of way or another and shit, right? Megan comes out and Megan is like, Tory gonna take us home. So they take all the bags out the one car and put it in the Escalade. Tory's still inside, right? Megan goes back inside. So Kelsey don't know what the fuck happened inside, but we all know from rumor and innuendo that it was some fuck shit going on in there, some argument about this nigga trying to get at the fucking Kylie Jenner chick, right? Now they coming out. They kicked out the fucking party, right? So this nigga's mad. He got them in his car, and well, first he told his bodyguard, because he went back in, right? He told, yeah, that's what happened. When they came out to fucking switch the bags or whatever and shit, right? It was because Tory had told his driver, man, take them home. But he was staying.
Right.
He in the pool with Kylie doing his thug thizzle, right?
Right.
And then Megan comes back in, whatever fuckery happens, because we ain't got no testimony to that yet, right? Megan says there wasn't no problem inside. She said she went in because she wanted to leave because her wig was slipping. But Kelsey testified that she never wanted to leave, that the dude that they was with, stylist, manager, whoever the fuck he was, told Kelsey, go tell Megan we gotta go. We need to go because her wig is slipping. He was trying to get her out the pool to get the fuck up out of there because she was being obnoxious.
Right.
Feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So he goes back in, whatever happens transpires. Kylie Jenner kicked that motherfucking ass out. She didn't kick him out. She had her bodyguards kick him out. Right. They come back to the fucking car. Meg tells Kelsey, bitch. Kylie said, we got to get the fuck out. They jump in the car. Now they all mad. And that's where the argument starts. And nobody is given a correct recitation of what happened, what the argument was about. Megan is outright lying. She's saying wasn't no argument in the car, that it was some words back and forth about this nigga's rap shit. Kelsey said it was a whole fucking big argument because they got in the car. This nigga was cussing Meg out about being drunk and fucking up the play or whatever the fuck. Kelsey jumps in the fucking argument like, hold up, nigga, that's my girl. The fuck you talk? You ain't fixing to get at her like that. This nigga says, oh, that's your girl. Well, why don't you tell her what the fuck you been doing? Did you know she been backdooring you? She didn't fuck with whoop-de-whoop and whoop-de-whoop and whoop-de-whoop, and we been fucking. And now Kelsey is fucking shocked, amazed, stunned, confused, and all this other shit, right? And so now her and Megan starts arguing. Megan says some shit like, girl, don't believe him. He just trying to make you mad. And then they start arguing. And then all of them is arguing. Megan says they pulled the car over because she wanted to get out. And she sat on the bus stop. And then she realized that she was in a bikini at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning or whatever the fuck. And if somebody's seen her, she's just a rising star, that it's going to be on all the fucking vlogs. So she voluntarily got back in the car. Kelsey testified that Tory was like, fuck that, pull over, let these bitches out my motherfucking car. And when they pulled over, Megan jumped out and sat on the bus stop. And Kelsey told him, you can't just leave him out here, leave her out here or whatever. And so he went to the bus stop and talked to Megan and got her to get back in the car. They got back in the car, everything was cool for 2 minutes. Boom, they started arguing again. Turned down a side street or whatever the fuck. And again, Tory is like, man, pull this motherfucker over, this is my shit. Let these hoes up out my fucking shit. You bitches get up out my motherfucking shit. Arguing back and forth. Megan says she just got out the car, walked to the front of the car and heard dance bitch and turned around and seen this nigga shoot at her feet. Kelsey says, first thing she says is everything that she said she said some things that she said in her statement to the police, recorded statement, were lies because she was trying to protect herself, which is why she wanted the immunity deal, why she took the Fifth Amendment. That's what she said.
And that was from Kelsey.
That was
her shit was lies.
On the stand.
Right.
When they played then they ended up playing the actual recording, 80-minute recording of her being interviewed by the district attorney and the police. And in that recording, she says that Megan got out the car. She got out the car on the passenger side, back door, and they both walked to the back of the Escalade. Remember, their bags and shit is in the fucking back of the car, right? Mm-hmm. So she says that she don't remember if there was a fight. But remember, all this bitch hair pulled out, necklace broke, all this shit, fingernail, all right here on the fucking scene, right?
Right.
She says there might have been a bump between the two of them, right? And that they both walked to the back of the car, and then Megan walked to the front of the car, and then she heard shots. That's what she said. And she assumed that Tory shot her. Must have shot her, right?
Right.
What she said. Then it was all this shit about, oh yeah, it was a fight between her and Tory. Now, mind you, this nigga supposedly got a pistol in his hand. Oh, she ran up and ran between them, and he socked her and pulled her hair. That's how her hair apparently came out. Then we find out that she didn't give this statement until September of 2022, when she found out from the district attorneys, or she found out from somewhere, that Tory Lanez team was possibly going to use her as the defense, that she shot Megan instead of him shooting her. And so some kind of way or another, she was flown out to LA to give a statement 3 months before the trial starts. And in that statement, they said that her statement mirrors the statement that Meg had given at some point before the trial, right?
Right.
Remember, Meg got on stand and couldn't testify to remembering anything other than the nigga shot her. Like literally, everything was, I can't recall. I was drinking. It's fuzzy. I don't remember. Everything except specific questions that indicate that this nigga shot her.
Right.
She couldn't remember no fight. She couldn't remember no argument at fucking Kylie Jenner's house. She wanted to leave because her wig was slipping, although that shit has been refuted. You feel what I'm saying? Like, Megan has no credibility as far as I'm concerned, right? But I'm not allowed to say that out loud.
I mean, you are, and we saying it here. And the motherfucking the evidence is proving that. So I mean, we can say what the fuck we want to say, especially when it's facts.
Now, mind you, my position right now on fucking Sunday before the Monday of the second week of the trial is that I don't know who the fuck shot this bitch. I ain't got no fucking evidence yet. What I do know is that the witnesses that have been the eyewitnesses that have testified so far have been they have contradicted one another. Credibility from either of the actual women is out the window as far as I'm concerned, and I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to think. I just know what I'm not supposed to say.
Well, I'm gonna say, from all the shit that I know and all the shit that I've heard and all the shit that we've discussed, I got a pretty good idea of who didn't shoot the bitch. And if it comes out that it did happen and he popped on her, or you know, he did some accidental shit, it went off, if it was in his hands or whatever, I can probably say purposely that he didn't shoot the bitch on purpose. That's what
here's what I'll say about the shooting. Here's the evidence we have so far. Scientific. Fuck what these chicks are saying, right? And remember, Tory ain't testified yet.
Right.
I don't think he will. I don't think he should. Because if he testifies, then they get to open up all these questions about prior bad acts. You know what I'm saying? Nigga been arrested for a gun before, or you got a propensity for firearms. You can sock the nigga in the motherfucking jaw in the hallway and fucking Rolling Loud. You know, another fucking artist, so you got a propensity for violence.
Yeah, and then there ain't no telling what past indiscretions he did have with females and shit that just ain't been mentioned yet in terms of domestic violence or whatever, what have you. So yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
So, you know, at this stage of the game, as a defense attorney, this nigga's not getting on the stand for what?
Right.
My closing my closing argument is him on the stand.
And let the evidence speak for itself.
Fucking right.
Right.
So, speaking of the evidence, the scientific evidence is one small part. Is this GSR in DNA, gunshot residue, and fucking DNA. Scientists testified that gunshot residue, I guess the fucking splatter radius is up to 18 feet. Right. Mm-hmm. But in that 18 feet, you have particle counts, right? The closer you are to the proximity of the gunshot, the more particles you will have on you, and therefore the higher likelihood that you will be able to transfer that GSR to another person.
Right.
Kelsey has, for lack of having the actual numbers in front of me, I'll just say Kelsey has more GSR in her test analysis than Tory Lanez. They both have GSR tested positive for gunshot residue. However, the bodyguard, the driver, tested negative for GSR.
So he was all the way out the way.
Here's the thing. She's got more, and therefore more is able to be transferable, right?
Mm-hmm.
There was testimony, either direct testimony by her or either this fucking recording that was played, which is now fucking testimony, it's evidence, where she says after the gunshots, this, that, and the third, she's, you know, in between Meg and Tory. Meg fucking slams her, punched her in the fucking eye, kicked her in the ass, some shit. And the bodyguard, mind you, Tory still got the gun, supposedly. The bodyguard grabs Kelsey and picks her up while she's trying to fight Tory back, picks her up over his shoulder and moves her away several feet, sits her down and tells her, kick back. They go through this all the time, right? My thing is, bitch, you gonna fucking put some GSR on this nigga back of this nigga's coat,
On the shoulder, yeah.
face, some fucking
Somewhere.
where.
Yeah.
This nigga don't got no GSR on.
Right.
So she's got more than Tory. Right. Then we go to the DNA shit, right? There are DNA signatures, 4 DNA signatures on the gun, 4 DNA signatures on the magazine to the gun, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tory is absolutely excluded. Absolutely excluded from his DNA being on the magazine. Tory's DNA is inconclusive to be on the actual firearm. But of the 4 DNA signatures, 2 are female and 2 are male. No one else was tested for DNA. Not Kelsey, not Megan, not the bodyguard. Only Tory. And Tory's DNA is inconclusive on
And
one
not at all. Yeah.
and not at all on the other.
And you would gather inconclusive would mean not at all either, considering the fact that he hadn't touched the clip of the gun. So, I mean, that just basically, well, see, that's what I'm saying, though, man. According to what we know and what the evidence show, that bitch was lying.
Now, y'all know that since that Friday, Megan Thee Stallion's bodyguard was supposed to testify for the prosecution. And he was expected, according to leaks from the prosecution, he was expected to testify to the fact that he went to he met Tory somewhere to get Megan's things out the car. And he met with, it's Megan's bodyguard. He met with Tory to get Megan and Kelsey's things or some shit, right? Or Megan's things or whatever. And apparently he was supposed to have apologized and confessed to shooting Meg. But on the day that the nigga is supposed to testify, this nigga's over in Qatar some motherfucking where.
Watching the soccer, nigga.
Well, first they reported Megan's attorney. Mind you, Megan's attorneys ain't got fuck to do with this case. She is a fucking witness, right?
Right, because the case.
Her attorneys don't got nothing to do with this case. These motherfuckers is reporting the dude as being missing, right? They contacted Shade report, the Shade report, gave a statement on the record and some more shit. And of course, you know, nigga, the internet is undefeated, right? Yeah, niggas went right to that nigga's Instagram and seen the nigga had posted up at the motherfucking World Cup. Like, nigga, day before yesterday type of shit. Nah, nigga, this nigga's in Qatar. What the fuck?
Go!
How did this nigga get to Qatar the day before he's supposed to go fucking testify?
This nigga was in Qatar the past 4 days.
That's what you niggas gonna sell me now, Tory Lanez painting, right?
Yeah. Ole, 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 ole.
Why is nobody talking about Rock Nation's fucking footprint on all this shit?
Because don't nobody want no beef with Rock Nation. You know what I'm saying?
We can't hear you, Nick.
Yeah, your mic is off. That's what I was pointing down
bro.
At first. Yeah, we couldn't hear you at all. But yeah, don't nobody want no beef with Rock Nation. You know what I'm saying? I don't want no beef with Rock Nation. But they got something to do with this. They need to go ahead and dump that broad right quick. You know what I'm saying? Rock Nation need to go ahead and cut her losses, nigga. Go ahead and let her go. You know what I'm saying? It was a great investment. Nice try. She gonna cost y'all a little bit more money than she make y'all. I'm pretty goddamn sure of that. And then, yeah, man, let her do her thing over there somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Rock Nation, you need upstanding entertainers in the motherfucking camp. You can't just be running around here just having any old body representing the diamond. You know what I'm saying? Cheers to the love and all that. So, Yeah, man. Dump her and let her go. I mean, you know, that's just a humble opinion from a humble soul trying to make it in this digital space. She gonna cost y'all way more money than she gonna make y'all. I can promise you that.
I wasn't aware that Rock Nation had tried to sign Tory Lanez 6 months before all this shit happened, and he was basically like, "Fuck y'all, I ain't fucking with you."
I mean, maybe trying to do shit on his own. I wanted to do
He was. Y'all remember he had finessed the motherfucking record company.
By myself,
What
right?
so, shit, man?
This nigga Nick, man, I don't know, man. He in the desert, he getting mauled by animals and shit, tigers and dogs are just dragging him off the couch and shit. I was sent out of APB and called the police, but he a mountain man. I'm pretty sure he can handle it. See, you see the Dust Bowl I got going on right here. But I got plenty of it. That's why I was like, I ain't tripping, man. I've been smoking this shit. Like, I ain't tripping. After this is gone, though, I'm gonna hit the man up. We gonna be back in business. You know what I'm saying? With some better shit, hopefully.
So, what else did I want to say about this shit?
I wonder if anybody just gonna outright call her a liar and just shun her. That's what I wonder. I wonder when that day is going.
No. I think that no matter what the outcome of the trial is, right, it's still going to cause, and is causing much more of a divide between black men and black women. Like, this shit is just.
Why y'all can't just accept the fact that y'all wrong, man?
Like, motherfuckers is on some shit like I said, man, like, it really hurts my feelings when a motherfucker says, oh yeah, if you question her, it's only because you hate black women. And I'm like, nigga, we do a whole motherfucking podcast where we trying to fucking bridge the gap in communication between black men and black women, further the fucking black family. And you motherfuckers is telling me that I can't use my common sense. And if I do, then I hate y'all. I hate you.
But that's where we just gotta stay fast, man. That's where all the oak in you gotta come out. Because you gotta tell them and show them that I love y'all. But the shit that y'all own is bullshit. And I stand on that. You know what I'm saying? And until we get that understood, we can move forward and fix it.
Try to say something, Nick. Try to say something. Can you hear us?
This nigga, I heard an echo when you said it though. Like on mine too. So I think his phone is on. He in the building.
Can you hear us, bro? Well, we can hear you now because I can hear all that shit you're doing right now.
Say something, nigga. Don't just look at it.
Nigga, why you keep just looking? The nigga ain't even trying to say nothing. That's the funny part.
Testing 1, 2.
No, nigga, you could have spit.
You just ain't saying nothing.
I can't even hear you. My AirPod's not working.
All right, but is your phone working? Because we can hear you.
Yeah, but it's like real low.
Turn the volume up.
What was wrong with your plug-in? Maybe you haven't plugged in all the way. That's hilarious.
God damn it.
That's hilarious.
Overachievement.
Hey, one time. Ain't nothing wrong with overachieving. You shot the mark. You overshot the mark. You got to dial it down. Dial it back a little bit.
So, Nick, we've been looking at you, looking at us all this time. What you got to say about this shit?
First of all, case over with, right? Because as far as, like you were saying, gunpowder residue, whoever's the closest person to the weapon of choice, per se, allegedly, right? So if all the preponderance of evidence show that she has more particles per million, so she's the guilty person. And I love how you explained that the bodyguard even came in contact with it and he doesn't have any. Yeah. So your boy, they about to try to Rollo him like Chicago. You know what I'm saying? Rollo off of San Francisco. He guilty of everything just because of his past, or he supposed to be a shiesty person. Yeah, they might as well. And I want to know, bottom line, what is the gain from her getting at this young man, knowing that all the stories that came out, infidelities, she has a hyper sense of wellness or potentially for violence or getting smart at the mouth, even with her homegirls. And, you know, Rock Nation is trying to cover her, not saying that she is that prolific in her music career right now.
Well, yeah, I would argue it the other way around. I would say that here, let's just go into fucking this is theoretic maybe land or whatever the fuck, right?
Potential and hypothetically, potentially and hypothetically,
hypothetical potential, right? So hypothetically, Megan Thee Stallion is on the grind, starting to get some national attention with this deal that she got with Paul Crawford, 1301 fucking entertainment, through fucking Jay Prince. It's the plug with Lyra Cohen, 300 Music, and of course Leor. Remember, Leor is who put Jay-Z in position.
yes,
Remember that. Always remember that. So she's about to blow, right? And someone gets the idea that Megan Thee Stallion will be the next hot shit, right? We're going to put the fucking machine behind her. And we're going to Cardi B her motherfucking ass. We're going to blow her. She already got a buzz. She's appealing. She fine as a motherfucker, big old ass. And she talking that shit that, you know, that hot girl summer shit, right? That thick girl's ass motherfucking vibe. Fuck niggas, pop this pussy, bitch, do what you want to do, get your bread, niggas ain't shit, blah, 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 blah. All that fuck shit, right? Okay, cool. So some kind of way or another, the connection is made. Let's get Rock Nation, put her under Rock Nation, sign her to a 360, and then put the machine behind her. But in order to do that, we got to get rid of this Carl Crawford motherfucker. And the way that they did that was through Megan's manager, T. Ferris, right? Carl Crawford had put T. Ferris on. T. Ferris supposedly knew a lot of fucking industry shit, had a bunch of industry connects, and he was the point man at 1301 Entertainment, right? Carl Crawford is a motherfucking baseball player, right? Nigga don't know the business like that. He just got the bread. So when the play went down, it was Carl Crawford it was T. Ferris who swooped Megan in, brought her to the fucking Rock Nation deal, which cut Carl Crawford out, and here comes all these fucking lawsuits. And they had 3 lawsuits so far. Megan hasn't won one of them.
exactly.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, you know, you got to give this nigga his shit. Give him what you own. Give him his motherfucking albums. Then you try to bullshit on the albums, give this nigga some fucking remixes and some more shit, count it as an album. It's a bunch of fuck shit, right? But remember, before any of this shit goes down, right, it's all in the play, right? It's all in the, we'll say, the 1 year fucking program. All right, we got to get rid of Carl Crawford, take this nigga to court, bankrupt him, whatever the fuck we got to do to get him out the way. In the meantime, we're going to use the machine and push fucking Megan. They start to do that shit right when this bitch is getting her shit together, like you in Kylie Jenner's motherfucking house at a private get-together. You are a Houston fucking pussy pop rapper. You feel what I'm saying? You ain't in that motherfucking sphere to be hanging out with these motherfucking billionaires like that. You feel what I'm saying? But you are. So the machine is working, and then this shit happens, right? So as soon as it happens, what is management going to do? Damage control.
Of course.
Kelsey testified that As soon as the shit happened, they started cold shouldering her ass, right? Told her,
Fall back.
no, told her, LA is a dangerous place. The house ain't safe. You need to get the fuck out of LA. Bought her a ticket, sent her back to fucking Houston. Not thinking that this bitch gave up her whole motherfucking house, all her furniture, everything down there. She back in Houston homeless. Meg ain't answering the phone. Management ain't dealing with her. Everybody's kind of fucked up. And then they kind of, Kelsey is an issue. If I'm the management team and we strategizing, Kelsey is an issue. She's a loose cannon. She's a loose string, right? Whatever the fuck might have happened, we need to control Kelsey.
The narrative on that side.
And the first thing we got to do is not have her pissed off. This bitch is homeless. Get her a spot. We can't do it. Meg, call her. Meg don't even call her. She sends her a text.
Wow.
Yeah, I know you fucked up. We'll here, just find you a place and I'll take care of it for you.
Wow.
But you ain't dropped the album yet. You ain't made no money off of none of these mixtapes that you done did. The only thing that you got is whatever Rock Nation is fronting you. You know what I'm saying? On the belief that you're gonna be, you know, a big money earner and shit, right? In this next year. And look, she was. Like, this bitch got 3 Grammys with no album. How you do that?
And she even parlayed that bullshit in the spot on She-Hulk, nigga. This bitch on TV.
In Saturday Night Live.
This bitch is on TV.
You know what I'm saying? But look, so Mac, time has passed, right? I'm confused about something. So now that the Prince organization is kind of like fell off, they're in a step of controversy, right? Now you have Megan Thee Stallion. Now allegedly she looked like it's a whole bunch of falsehoods. You know what I'm saying? That's being perpetuated by her now management, right? So you got the Lane dude. He's still in an hour he made a couple of $1 million in a few minutes, 60 minutes or some shit like that. But then the baby didn't put his 2 cents in. It's like, we can't believe nothing this woman says, right? So I'm saying, like you said, the entertainment industry living off this controversy. So how do she still bounce back off it? It's almost more it's more exciting than your boy with the Jack the Sparrow dude. You know what I'm saying? What was his name? That went
Johnny
to the divorce. Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? On the black side of the game, it's like, man, this is the riveting, making you think about stuff. And what kind of falsehoods would you do to keep your career?
So after all of this, right, and the man is proven not guilty on this bullshit, and he goes to sue Megan Thee Stallion for slander and all this shit, I wonder if Rock Nation will be behind her then.
Of course, because it's like what was the one lady that Carly B sued? Like, you just took this dude about to get banned back to Canada, you know what I'm saying, extradited. He can't come over here, passport revoked. I'm pretty sure at this time he can't. Can he still vibe over here? Can he still have residence over here?
He ain't convicted or nothing.
Who? Yeah, who are you talking about?
I thought you were talking about the Lane dude that he was like couldn't come back. They was playing Border Patrol with that nigga.
Nah, that's only if he gets convicted of any felony. That was another thing that I'll touch on too, was that at the last minute, okay, so he was charged with what was he charged with? Fucking
shooting a firearm probably in the city. You know what I'm saying? Reckless damage with a firearm.
Nah, it wasn't that. He was charged with discharging the firearm causing bodily injury, right?
Okay, that's one.
Shit like that, right? And then something else, right? But what
26 years.
What they did is right before trial, a week before trial, is it was a trip how it was reported. Tory Lanez hit with a 3rd felony from the Megan Thee Stallion. What he was charged with was reckless discharge of a firearm. It's a lesser included offense. What he's saying is we might not be able to convict this nigga of what we actually charged him with, but at least we might be able to convict him of It's given the jury. If the jury is like, well, shit, I don't believe her, but she was shot. What the fuck happened? We don't know. He got fucking gunpowder. She got gunpowder, but she ain't charged. Fucking, let's just find him guilty of the fucking reckless discharge of a fucking firearm. Lesser included offense, but it's a felony.
Right.
You'll get time served, probation, but get deported.
There you go.
You feel what I'm
You
saying?
know, and that's messed up,
It
dog.
was a legal move that everybody misread, except, jailhouse lawyer niggas and shit, right? Niggas is like, hold up, bitch, you just throwing some more shit. You throwing everything at the fucking barn, hoping something will stick.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And that evidence needs to be suppressed because, just like you said earlier, it doesn't compute because if your DNA is not on the bullets or the magazine, you didn't put it in there, he didn't have no gloves on, you know what I'm saying, so forth and so on. So if you can't convict somebody on suppressed evidence, because they're going to suppress their evidence, right?
They didn't suppress it. They just
It is what it is.
Yeah, but I'm saying, and like you said, street lawyers could see right through that stuff, right? And it's like, oh, he'll plead to something because he don't want to look bad. He still want to, but no. You know what I'm saying? Stick to your guns. Just like you said, he shouldn't even get on the stand and testify.
Yeah, if I was his law team, I wouldn't allow that nigga to plead the shit, nigga.
You know what I'm saying? And it's the messed up part because it's completely made him a woman abuser, a reckless, like you said, reckless endangerment, allegedly. Like he's just out here wilding out with money, right? And that is the one part that could kill his career. But just like I said, for example, with allegedly or saying somebody was mixed up in the most messed up thing that's trauma bond to shoot somebody even in the foot, right? That this man got to live with this folder on him. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like she's all good, and she's like she was contributing to the downfall of everything.
But that's what I was saying earlier, and more to Max's point, and not putting that nigga on the stand. I mean, I wouldn't put him on the stand because then that opened up the whole jury to all of that shit. You know, because there ain't no telling what passed. Because right now they making him as a womanizer, female shooter. You know, right now they trying to demonize him as that, and because we know how this shit is going and we pay attention to evidence and shit. Or we at least agree with the evidence that has been presented before us, or we see the evidence in our way in terms of him not being guilty in terms of shooting her. It's more of a them basically just vilifying him to get over her. But when it comes out that he didn't shoot her, then I would sue the shit out of her, or his law team would have it set up to where, oh, that's gonna happen because you put my man through all of this, like. We gonna sue her. We want all this shit to come out like it's supposed to. So I wonder if they even fought to suppress that evidence. I wouldn't if I was them. Like that shit wouldn't be suppressed at all. Fucking with me, because all that just fuel for the fire of him being not guilty. And when that come out,
all right, Frank just said we could see through it like Scotch tape, like Jesse Smollett. You know what I'm saying? We can see.
I just mentioned on a young meme about her morphing into him and him morphing into her.
I'm saying like Scotch tape, dog. It's so see through like Scotch tape. You and the little female was fighting, but like Max said, you know what I'm saying, you was in college in the house, they rejected you. You know what I'm saying? Whatever your downfall was, it's like it had to be everybody else's fault, Meg Thee Stallion. You know what I'm saying? So you on one, right? And come on, man. If this dude is a alleged stepper, right? If he put in work, he wouldn't have just shot you in the foot. He would have deflated your butt. You know what I'm saying? Pow! You know what I'm saying?
That's what I said. Who shoots anybody in the fucking foot?
No, nobody. Like I'm saying, you're gonna get the charge anyway.
You just tearing ass so bad that all you see is assholes, elbows, and bottom of Nikes, and that's all you can hit. That's different. But nah, ain't nobody just gonna shoot nobody in the foot. Like that's
you know
crazy.
What I'm saying? Look,
you try to back a big person up off you, male, female or not, you gonna give him something to back him up off of. If you try to be nice, you will hit him in the leg, probably pop him in the arm or the shoulder or something. Like that's if you trying to be nice and ain't trying to kill him. But you ain't gonna shoot a motherfucker in the foot. Like, come on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? And a week later, you back dancing. You know what I'm saying? So my whole thing is, right, it is like, what has society come through to stop somebody from getting the money or they don't fit into your life, right? So whatever it is, we know both of them are earners, right? But this right here, letting the people showing up to court on some things, and I'm just gonna go out on them fucking and not throw no bail, right? You was fighting with the little broad. She was trying to go in that purse to get that, pushing that iron. You was up on her close. Somebody finger got in that trigger guard and pow.
Yeah, on accident. You know what I'm saying?
No accident. She was trying to up on home girl, like, you don't need to play. You know what I'm saying? Because Meg ain't no small female from what I could see, right?
Either it was an accident or she was literally shooting at the ground. But like while she was trying to pull that motherfucker up and just couldn't release that trigger. But
Yeah.
all the motherfucker, if it was 5 rounds dispensed at that bitch and only hit her in the foot, either whoever was shooting, not Tory Lanez, because apparently he didn't have his shit on the gun or whatever. But whoever was shooting is a horrible shot. Or it was perfectly aimed at her foot on some, you know what I'm saying, bitch back off me type shit.
I got a whole different movie in my head, right?
See,
but so before you go there, right? So my thing is, right? Anybody who is familiar with firearms, right? That if your DNA is on that clip, or if it's not present, that's the one thing that you go back and forth with, right? That's cut and dried, like case closed. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no pot, no dust, no gun residue, whatever. If your fingerprints is not on the clip in the bullet, that is a thing that you insert inside of a weapon to defend yourself. Right there, he ain't no forensic scientist, or he was that clean. He would have had no DNA at all on it. He didn't possess it. So right there, I would just argue that point, case closed. But we got to go through the little circus of the court thing. So bless her heart, but she got to write a thank you letter or something to me, apologizing.
Yeah, that ain't never gonna happen. So if I was writing a script for a movie based upon just the evidence that we got so far in the trial, because remember, the defense ain't even fucking started, man. It's all prosecution shit we talking about right now.
Right.
All prosecution witnesses, right, who've been told some bullshit or another.
Too many holes.
What I think is the most likely scenario is that we all know about the arguing shit, whatever, woo woo. Once Tory put it out there that Megan had gave him nana, and Kelsey realized the whole chain of events that had been going on that night, and coupled with the fact that she said, this bitch done fucked a couple of niggas behind my back, and at least one,
the baby.
She said she didn't say a couple, but there has been at least one. And the defense said, I'm gonna be a gentleman and not ask you to reveal that name.
The baby.
Everybody is assuming that she mean the baby, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Ben Simmons' name was thrown up in there too. And none of this shit don't mean fuck to me, right?
Right.
But it would mean something to her, to a woman who's thinking, damn, it's my dog. Remember, they've been tight for 6 years. Kelsey is the go-getter. She's the one that's been out in Houston grinding like a motherfucker, fucking with balling niggas, getting flued out, all that kind of shit. Megan was like the bitch that was rapping about kind of like her life while she was kind of like how we are to old school rappers. We was the niggas that was kind of doing it. They was talking about our lives. At some point, shit switched where Megan blowed the fuck up and she taking old girl with her. It's my road dog and shit, right? But now Megan is Megan Thee Stallion. You fucking with Rock Nation, you are the prize in your eyes. And from Kelsey's perspective, you still the little homegirl type shit, right? So now they out conquering Hollywood together or whatever and shit, right? Kelsey testified that Megan hooked her up with Tory, that they met Tory together at the Rock Nation. And then Megan was telling Kelsey, you need to fuck with him, and end up hooking him up, right? Getting Tory's number or whatever. She knew Kelsey had fucked the nigga 3 times. And then Kelsey got COVID and went back to fucking Houston. right? Then when all the Rock Nation shit is popping or whatever, Megan sends for Kelsey, tells her, look, bitch, get rid of all that shit. Sublet that apartment, bitch. We fixing to get a house. And she sold all her shit, flew out to LA to be with Meg. Now imagine, throughout all this shit, now you confronted in the car, half drunk, middle of the night, this bitch then fucked another nigga that you fucking with. Like, damn, bitch. Now this shit turns into an argument, which turns into a fight when they jump out the car. Megan's a little bit bigger than Kelsey. Megan whooped Kelsey's motherfucking ass in that motherfucking street. But Kelsey is a street bitch. Mind you, and this is what's important. Bags was packed by Kelsey and the dude who was supposed to be driving them.
So who knew what a gun was?
Took to the cars, put in the first car, then taken out of the car and put in the back of the Escalade. Kelsey testifies that they both went to the back of the truck and there was a bump, but she couldn't remember if it was a fight. Right? Megan whooped Kelsey's ass right there. Kelsey got up off the ground, scraped up some more shit, beat the fuck up. Tory fucking standing in the door of the car like, what the fuck? Y'all tripping. Megan is walking away like, yeah, bitch. And the next time, bitch, I'll beat your motherfucking ass again. In the meantime, she didn't pop the hatchback. Kelsey didn't pop the hatchback. And she going through them bags. Up the motherfucking thing, come around the side of the back of the car and let off. Bow! But she don't want to shoot her. So she shoot at the ground. As she walking up, bow, 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 bow. And Tory grabs the bitch as she coming right up on the back door of the motherfucking car. Tory grabbed that bitch. What the fuck you doing? Wrestle the gun from the bitch, throw her ass down, and throw the gun under the motherfucking seat. Now it's like, what the fuck? Now they all tending to fucking Meg. Because they did say that Tory was right there fucking while Megan was in the driveway of the house. And we waiting for the testimony from the dude that was on the balcony watching all this shit.
So,
he ain't testified yet.
So look, go back.
That man ain't testified yet.
Look, but go back from in the beginning of the story. Remember they said that they was in the house and some dudes was punking Tory Lanez about confronting him about kicking it with Megan Thee Stallion. They started in the house, and that's when the Jenner girl was like, "Y'all gotta bounce. Y'all ain't part of this crew."
Nah, that's
that. If you go back and look at the story,
but that's not true, right?
Yeah.
We only going on what the testimony is.
Yeah,
all these rumors in the window, because none of that shit turned out to be. All the shit Megan Thee Stallion been saying for 2 years, she didn't testify to hardly none of that shit.
Yeah, but then the thing is, right? Let's just get it real, right? That dude is not going to come to a party in the Hollywood Hills where there's no danger at with the pistol.
The fight inside of Kylie Jenner's house. Fight meaning argument, because there was no physical nothing. Right?
Yeah.
The confrontation in Kylie Jenner's house appears to have been about Tory Lanez being flirtatious with Kylie Jenner being receptive to that, and Megan Thee Stallion knowing she was fucking this nigga and being drunk, making an issue of it. She first was laughing uncontrollably and hysterically, an obnoxious ass laugh. That's what Kelsey said in the statement to the police.
Wow.
Right, in her recorded statement. But just imagine, put your nigga hat on, right? Nigga, you on the side of the pool. What does that look like? What it looks like to me is, yeah, right. Yeah, okay.
That's
okay,
nigga. That's when you know.
Yeah, hate some female hating kind of shit. Yeah.
Right, like you Megan Thee Stallion, this little bitty leprechaun nigga been blowing your back out, and your friend And
Yep.
now this nigga, because remember, the testimony is, and Megan said this too, that there was back and forth about who's hot. Nigga, you ain't, only reason why you hot is because you did a fucking feature on Jack Harlow. That's what Megan said to him. He told Megan her shit was trash, right? But here's the thing, right? Imagine this. Imagine Megan thinking to herself in diva mode, nigga, I'm the shit, and I gave you this pussy. Nigga, you ain't shit. You ain't even hot, nigga. How you think you could just push up on this bitch right in my face?
Oh, and then the musical awards where she was like, you can't do nothing with the baby, knowing she fucking with him. Oh, and that embarrassed the whole Rock Nation. And they swept that under the rug too. Because didn't that happen before the argument? When she was on that war show, she was like, I ain't coming out.
Nah, that was after the shooting shit. Way after, a year after.
Okay, all right. Yeah, and all that too. So, and he still flipped it on her and still was making money. On his own, independent.
But none of that is in the trial.
Right.
We only talking about the shit that's in the trial.
Yeah, this is mind blowing, man. This is sensational. You know what I'm saying? How
That's
you
what I
put me
was
on
talking
Black
about too. Not to cut you off because you came in late, right? So what I was saying, this podcast, right, is not so much about the guilt or innocence because we still don't know.
Mm-hmm.
This conversation is more about what we are allowed to consider from the trial, because you missed it. I was saying that, I was getting a lot of my information not just from this one chick, but it's one chick that's very, very entertaining in presenting these meticulous, fucking detailed notes about what the testimony was on the stand. Right? Every day, she's been there since Monday, and people have been arguing with me on Twitter about her not being a fucking credentialed journalist, right? And that her opinion is slanted or whatever, right? So for me, and this gets back to a bigger question, it's like we're not even allowed now to even consider the shit that was said on the stand that might be hurtful to the case against Tory Lanez. Because somehow, if like how we talking right now, right?
The court of public opinion.
If you was in a conversation with 4 black women, right, 3 of them would be telling you that you can't even consider the fact that Megan lied on the stand. She said he shot her. Ain't that enough? That should be enough. And if that's not enough, then you hate black women.
Oh, come on. That's the court of public opinion. But we can sit through it like Scotch tape. It wouldn't stand on no hood corner on nowhere, right? Because be like, wow, are you that desperate for fame, Meg Thee Stallion?
But that's just what's going on in terms of the sisterhood, though, in terms of how us as black men, we can't be like, well, damn, she's a liar. Because if we say that, then we ain't some type of monsters, or we get ridiculed or some shit like, oh, well, all y'all do is, y'all don't believe black women, and y'all don't worry about protecting us. Y'all care about what that man is saying, like, fuck Megan Thee Stallion type of shit. And that ain't how that go. Especially when it comes to court and court facts and the law.
But I'm saying, if you from Texas, right, you're gonna have to come see me about a conversation, right? And I don't care if he was madly in love with her, jealous, envy, he might as well have ended it all right there. We both going out. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying on mental health side of the game, right? If everything just come to the thing, I'm just not gonna shoot you in the foot and mess up my career. If we gonna go out on some love bombing or trauma, nigga, I'm gonna take it all away. It's gonna be a grand story. You're not gonna get off on the east talking about allegedly. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is, if I'm madly in love, crazy in love with this, bigger than life female that got all the dudes want, and I'm jealous because I'm no. I want to say for a fact, I don't know if dudes built like that no more. You're gonna take it all away. I'm not gonna halfway do some shit and get locked up in jail. It's like, oh man, you a punk. You didn't take it all away. I ain't gonna shoot you in the foot, nigga. I'm gonna up it up all your way. But how you breaking it down to me, that's what a female would do on the hater female or my best friend. I'm gonna have to teach you a lesson. I ain't to be fucked with. So this new booty ass shit right now, pause. You know what I'm saying? That is something a female would do, shoot in the foot. No, I'm gonna cut your face, give you a calamity necktie or some shit, allegedly. So, like that. And but I'm saying, to me, is this woman empowerment stuff. Yeah, okay, we want that lady to make. We don't want no bad done to nobody, right? Let me just say that right now, right? But the whole thing is, right, man, stop trying to victimize men like we want to be the boss dude and the female have to be the boss chick. It is absolutely distasteful, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, you stopping this girl money from flowing, or you stopping this, and it's just a non-common sense story. And yeah, we should have the right to fucking say something without get canceled. We can clearly see it. Ain't no fucking love triangle, or is it?
I don't know about love, but they were so fucking around.
There's triangulating going on.
Right.
So here's what I think, and this is just really sad too, right? Well, fuck whether it's sad or not. I think that, first of all, we don't know what the jury is going to say, right? All we have right now is the prosecution's witnesses, or the prosecution's case in chief, right? Prosecution hasn't rested yet, and so they might pull some motherfucking miraculous rabbit out they fucking had or some bullshit like that. But their final witness wasn't available Friday. Some motherfuckers in Qatar somewhere watching fucking FIFA shit. You know, he doing his thug thizzle. I don't know how a nigga flies way the fuck over to there. You know what I'm saying? You Meg's bodyguard. But motherfuckers is talking about Tory paid for you not to come and fucking testify.
Wow. I don't know how that happened.
But in any event, so far, right, based upon the prosecution's case, I don't see how you can find beyond a reasonable doubt that this nigga shot this girl. However, I'm watching the same shit that everybody else is, right? And remember, the defense hasn't even put on a case yet. If the prosecution's case ended Friday and they just come on Monday and say, well, we rest, we don't have no more fucking witnesses, the temperature of the social temperature right now is divided directly amongst gender.
Bullshit, man. That's bullshit, man.
Black women are like, fuck what they testified to. Fuck the lies. Fuck the evidence. She said he shot her. And nigga, that's all should matter. Fuck this trial. That's basically what they say.
But Mac,
so listen. Even if at the end of next week they end this shit and the jury deliberates for 15 motherfucking minutes, it comes back with unanimous not guilty verdict, right? No arguing with the jury. These motherfuckers like, nah, man, this shit is some fuck shit. We as black men will live the rest of our fucking lives, at least the next 5 years, still fighting the same fight that we haven't been able to fight for the last 2 years. Because remember, shit, I kind of think fucking, Shell might have started getting soured on the podcast because we was on some questioning this bullshit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Remember, we did a whole podcast where it was like, shit don't make no fucking sense. My position was Rock Nation got some shit that's going on. There's some shit going on behind the scenes. And Shell was like, fuck what you niggas is talking about.
Free Johnny Depp.
That nigga shot that girl.
Johnny Depp.
Damn. You know what I'm saying? So imagine right now we ain't even in the fucking rumor, innuendo, and the fucking pointed narrative space of fucking social media. We in the goddamn courtroom. And we still can't talk about the evidence that's in the courtroom that would shine a negative light on the Meg Thee Stallion's position. Remember, this bitch ain't on trial.
Mm-hmm.
This ain't no Meg Thee Stallion case. This
Nope.
is a Tory Lanez case.
Yep.
Versus the state of motherfucking California. No matter
I'm gonna
what
get canceled.
happens in this case, no matter what happens in this case, Meg Thee Stallion keeps being Meg Thee Stallion.
Yeah.
And
Well,
judging by the way that the sisterhood is riding for her motherfucking ass in the face of all this fuckery, she gonna keep on being Meg Thee Stallion.
Man,
I mean,
look,
it's
so I'm about to
gonna
get
a little
canceled,
worse
man.
after
Look,
that
so the
lawsuit
thing is,
out her ass.
I'm sorry for cutting you off, Frank, but I'm about to get canceled, right? Now, what you just said, Mac, just fucking disgusts me as hell, right? Because look, now we know that you're a liar, right? I need you to be prosecuted to the full letter of the law. Female on female violence, right? Meg Thee Stallion, you assaulted this girl with malice, right? You assaulted her so much that she got a pistol to get you up off her because you bigger than her, you know, size to ratio, right? Then how that just gonna get overlooked? You talking about girl power? Meg Thee Stallion, this abusive ass woman that's quick to pop off and catch a fade, right? I don't care if you're a homegirl, whatever. At that particular time, she feared for her life with being abused, drug all over the place, stepped on, kicked in the face, whatever. Right? Now, you telling me y'all women out there gonna stand up for that and just overlook that this lady has potential violence? She probably was even assaulting Tory Lanez. Cause he didn't do nothing to her. You know what I'm saying? She popping them all in the face, calling them all kind of bitch ass niggas. You ain't shit, all the rest of this stuff. So, you know, it has to be an even playing field, 100 and 100. If he could get prosecuted for this, she could get prosecuted. I'm pretty sure that it's going to be some codes of the streets. Her homegirl ain't going to say nothing, but she pretty much did.
So,
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, damn, why do we still have to play foolish ways and not have common sense to be ignorant to the facts? You know what I'm saying? Over some female emotional shit. Right? Like district attorney, you're not gonna bring up on cases that you clearly said that this lady got assaulted by Megan Thee Stallion. This superstar, supposed to be well-mannered, like you said, hot girl summit, but an entertainer. Right? And y'all still just gonna overlook. It's like, oh, we need her for the music because that perpetuates what? Sex, violence, and murder. The murder of a foot, a big toe, Daryl Reese ass. You know what I'm saying? Come on now.
So that's great. so who was the person to actually be like, Meg was like, oh, he shot me, or did the friend say, oh, I shot him, or she said from the gate that he shot her, right?
He was trying to take it for the team.
No, I'm
It
saying
seemed like to me.
That's who Meg said shot her from the gate, right? I think that when she made that statement, she didn't think it was gonna go the way that this shit is going. Like, I guess she figured they would just go believe her and it'll just be over with and he would just take this hit or whatever.
She had paid security with a nigga doing with a gun in the Hollywood Hills. This is what I'm saying. Come on now.
Here's the thing, right? Now we can go back to the social media shit, right? When we first heard about this shit, right? Megan Thee Stallion said that, now mind you, keep in mind that Rock Nation is in the motherfucking shadows from moment one, right? So Meg comes out and says she cut her feet on glass, right? That's the first thing that she said. Okay. Then 2 months later or whatever and shit, she makes the big announcement on Instagram Live. Yeah, I wasn't gonna say nothing. Woo-woo. I was trying to keep the shit to myself, nigga. But since Tory's team want to keep putting out this false narrative, yeah, that nigga shot me
like that.
Shot me in both my feet. Blah 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 blah. All this shit. What has come to surface, I believe, is that she had already been in touch with LAPD and given them a statement to that effect. Now, mind you, think about this. You're in the hospital, you tell them it's glass in your feet. The attending ER physician said it was glass in your feet. Then they have the actual surgeon actually removes whatever was in your foot, and they have his assistant, but not the actual doctor, testified that it was pieces of metal. So we're gonna go with you caught some shrapnel, right? You got that, right? So there was a shooting, right? We know there was a shooting, but I'm just talking about in terms of what she said. She said it was glass. She stepped on glass. Then she said, once the narrative can be put together, here's the rollout. Oh, this nigga shot me. But you already talked to the fucking police. Then they arrest this nigga. Right? Arrest him and let him out on bail. Right? And now, the first court appearance, Rock Nation shows up and requests, Rock Nation's attorneys show up and request that the district attorney ask for a gag order that stops Tory Lanez from talking about this at all.
Oh, see, I didn't know that part.
Remember, for 2 years, Tory hasn't been able to say shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
He was retweeting some shit.
Everything.
And he was retweeting some shit that academics said. I remember that shit. Yeah, I remember all that.
Yeah, they tried to revoke his mind and shit, right? Because of
that just pissed me off even more. That pissed me off even more.
So from the beginning, it was a different story. Then the story changed. And then once the story changed, it's been a concerted effort to make sure that that was the narrative in public opinion, right? So we had the whole protecting black women. Like, this was really, like, she got a whole foundation about some fucking black women and mental health shit. Abused black women, this, that, and the third.
Oh, you should have finagled her way in the She-Hulk, nigga.
In the same fucking, in the same breath, though, the testimony ain't none of that.
That's crazy. Look, and what's the thing is, right? I'm just doing some hood going through my head, right, on the situation. All right, what caliber was the pistol? If anything less than a 40, a dude don't carry that shit, especially from another country that don't believe in guns, right? So, second of all, no, Canada, you know what I'm saying? It's unarmed citizens out there, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not gun literate like that, first of all, right?
Why are you holding your eye in?
Oh, because, you know, my nurse is acting up, you know what I'm saying? But second of all, right, if for them to suppress the things from the start and not be transparent, and you said it's a gag order, for this man to even, like you said, now it went to the court of public opinion, right? It's already slated, it's already one-sided, right? Because men who has money has the potential for violence. That's what they all saying, right? You're gonna come from a broken home, the girl ain't good enough, I don't care if she's on top of the world, you still gonna hate. Second of all, if it don't matter, it's your homegirl, your ride or die, your day one, right? For you knowingly, and some evidence from the LAPD that you even put hands on this girl, that you caught a fade with this girl, right? And you not being prosecuted, and all the women's like, oh, we just want you to make it. It's not a lot of time that women get this opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Not to be independent, but you messed over the person that got you in the game already, the baseball player and all that. Oh yeah, it's all the whole contract to deal with the devil. You might as well go ahead and sign your name in blood. You know what I'm saying? Your career is pretty much over, or like you said, Matt, the machine behind it. Well, you need to be prosecuted for putting hands on your homegirl. Period.
And sued for slandering.
Nick, you know that was just my scenario. It's no testimony that there was a fight. But we can assume that there was a fight.
No, but I'm just going off of the note.
They had all the evidence of a fight, though. Nails, hair.
Yeah, but the thing is,
let's not forget the bump.
The bump, the infamous bump.
I'm going back to the helicopter in my head, going back to the helicopter view from the sky, right? People being backed up like it was a riot. Everybody backing up, get on the ground, no shoes on with the women, but the dude's shirt wasn't tore. You know what I'm saying? Like, he came out unscathed, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But then he's like, okay, I'll be a G and I'll get these two homegirls that I'm fucking on and say, hey, it was an accidental gun thing, whatever. You know, whatever the case may be, allegedly, right? But come on, man. I don't care how small you are. You got a Napoleon complex, you small or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You got a stallion of a female that got big old giant legs and big old booty. And what you say, laughing uncontrollably, ha, 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 like I can't be faded. cherish me, put me on a pedestal, yeah, it's a thing for disaster, dog. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna say, I'm gonna apologize to Tory Lane, whatever his name is, right? For having to go through some shit on some hood credit that don't even exist no more. Everything's on a computer. You know what I'm saying? Smoke and mirrors. So thank y'all for trying to silence the men that don't believe in hitting women and all the rest of this stuff, but you're gonna make this dude public enemy number one. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm saying I'm associated with the little Caucasian part of the game, Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp said I was abused, got my finger cut off by this woman. Oh, not her. She would never do that. Come to find out, she's an abuser, manipulator, and everything else. So congratulations, Megan Thee Stallion, for turning all the women against good men. Thank you.
Wow. I mean, is that what she did?
Yes, what she doing. You know what I'm saying? If I gotta pay for it, the truth will come out. Jesse Smollett ass Meg Thee Stallion. Yeah. That's why I see her now. I don't even listen to her music. How about that?
I mean, hey. See,
I'm a hater today.
Whatever capital punch, brother.
I want to get canceled right there because that shit is just bullshit.
Why are you always trying to get canceled, man?
What is that all about?
You
You
the
do
hell,
realize
bro.
getting canceled is not you getting canceled. It's
Right.
us getting.
And you know,
I'm taking it all. Come on.
You don't get to take it all, nigga. You don't be on the podcast.
Okay, yeah, that's right.
You know what
Now it's messing with my mental health now. My mental health is mind blowing, man. And you know what I'm saying? And maybe I'm at fault for staying off the internet.
I think
You know what I'm saying?
You can actually be canceled because no one listens to us yet. But when they do,
Yeah.
they ain't gonna cancel us anyway.
Look, that would be
Yeah.
the shit, huh? Like, you go viral to be canceled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right quick. We go viral to be canceled already.
We got fucking 160,000 views, and motherfuckers, all of them is saying, "Fuck them niggas."
Yeah.
But you listen to what we had to say. You know what I'm saying? But it's just sad, man. How the
3 million viewers all on our helmet.
It's just sad how, like you said, Matt, and because you be really in tune with everything, right? You know, and a lot of times, you know, I be kind of late on stuff, right? Because, you know, we don't live by those ethics. But like I said, even if you have to go to the court and let somebody else have case law on you, what you going, but everything gets suppressed before, and it's like you don't have a leg to stand on. It's just the prosecution side, and it already come unraveled like a knitted scarf already, right? It's just pure D, absolute, like no common sense, dog. You know what I'm saying? Until we start telling the truth and who stays down with us when it's time to stay down, it's like, you know, just from these lies, it got to unravel all your hard work and dedication that you put through to get to this point. You know what I'm saying? Like it all gets broke down off of some emotions, how you felt on that particular day. You know, so, and if you don't have the strength to come apologize and have reciprocity, Meg Thee Stallion, and say, you know what, y'all, and be brave enough, like Jesse Smollett said, yeah, I was lying, but I wasn't lying because I needed some help. Until I see that from her, and she pays for all the misdeals and the misrepresentation on who you are, you know, because that's not a baddie to me. That's not a bad, you know what I'm saying, boss female. You know what I'm saying? So I don't believe her no more. She's a liar.
I wonder
All
what
right,
the defense
we'll
go
go
do
with
to her
that.
motherfucking ass. I wonder what the defense go do when they get to shooting their shots at Meg Thee Stallion and all.
They can't say nothing. Max said you can't downplay because she's a victim of violence, but she was the one that was perpetuating the violence in the first place.
No, because the defense haven't win yet. So can't wait to see how they do their thing, and I can't wait to see how what's her name, Milano Grams. Let that go too. Yeah, Milagro Grams.
Millie
I can't
G.
wait to see how she let that shit go too. I think it'll be interesting. I want y'all to check that out.
Yeah, where Kylie Jenner at on this one right here? It all started inside her spot. So where she at? Standing up for women's power.
She ain't got nothing to do with it.
She ain't fucking with this
Enjoying her
niggatry.
Yeah, she enjoying her life, living her shit.
Nigga, she sent them big niggas out there. Man, go handle that. Get the motherfuckers up
Yeah.
out my pool.
You didn't have no shit.
You ain't heard shit from her about this shit since.
$1 billion dreams.
So fucking billionaire. What the fuck is she
Right.
talking about this shit for?
Right.
Yeah.
Nigga shit.
With her.
No gold chains on her neck, huh?
Got it.
Yeah, it's pretty sad though, man. You know, I think I done rolled up into something. So
Well, we had 2 hours, and I guess
Look at us.
before Nick get us canceled.
Yeah. Hey, it's been a while since we've been all in the pond like this, man. This shit was pretty dope. I enjoyed the conversation. I definitely enjoyed the information. It's a beautiful thing happening right now, for sure.
Indeed. Well, I guess I want to thank all the piranhas, both in the pond and out. Shout out to Nick Nass for jumping on and joining us. We didn't expect you to come in. Like, share, subscribe. You guys know what to do, man. Get the subs up over on YouTube. Drop a comment on the replay. You guys know what it is. In the meantime, this has been another episode of the King's Corner of the Pond. We have been the Piranhas, and now we are